Welcome to Nightcap. I know it's been a while. You're probably like, what the hell? Where you been? I'm broadcasting not from the studio. I'm broadcasting from my office at the Candy Factory. Welcome to everybody. I know it's been a while. I will tell you, I will start and tell you the story of why I've not been live. And I will also kind of try to fill you in on the progress and what we've been doing and tell you the new direction for Smashing the Party. So let's start off with the first elephant in the room, which is where the fuck have I been and why have I not been live? All right, so let's start off there. So grab some popcorn, grab a coffee, grab a beer, sit back and relax and listen to me tell you, listen to the smooth sounds of my voice as I tell you why I stopped broadcasting. And then I'm going to talk a little bit about kind of where I want to go and some of the things that have been going on. Look, you get enough of political ads right now. There's no fucking way I'm going to tell you who to vote for tonight. So if you haven't decided who you're going to vote for today and you're looking to come to here to get some information on stuff, this isn't your place. This is not your spot. You're an idiot. You're a moron to think that you're going to wait till today to figure out who you're going to fucking vote for. I'm sorry, but this isn't your show. Swipe left or whatever you got to do to get off and go find some site that's going to give you some fucking notes, some cliff notes on voting for your political fucking destination the night before a big election. No, fuck off. I'm not doing that. So what I will do is tell you about what I've been up to and then also talk to you about kind of where I want to go. And I'll touch on some of these topics. So let's just jump right into it. So first of all, if you haven't been here before, this is my little space where I rant and yell about shit that pisses me off. It started out me yelling and getting pissed off about the political systems that we have in America. They're shit. The parties aren't the same, but they both suck. They both suck for different reasons. Hence the name Smashing the Party. That's the quick Cliff Notes version of where I came from. I was disillusioned with the Democratic Party when I was working in politics for them. God forbid I wasn't as disillusioned with Democratic Party as the Republican Party when they elected Trump. But long story short, I ended up getting mad and getting pissed off, and this evolved. So I was doing it daily for a while, and it's a lot of energy, and it was a lot of emotion, a lot of energy from kind of the frustration coming from what I observed in the political climate. Watching fucking buffoons and morons and people I thought were family and friends suggest that Trump is the next Jesus Christ. That kind of stuff kind of motivated me to create this forum where I could yell and scream because really no one else was listening, in my opinion. So that's what Smash the Party is. I was doing this daily. I yell and scream about stuff that pisses me off. Typically it's politics. Most of the time it's punching up at people that have power, that are trying to fuck us. And so obviously there's a big election and people might be checking in to see, oh, what's Nate going to say? I'm not going to say a damn thing about the election tomorrow. How the fuck are you getting to this point thinking that you're going to come to some riff-raff show and get some political advice on how you're going to vote? You fucking moron. I don't understand these people that wait till the day, I guess I'm not decided. I mean, who are they running these political ads for? You know what? That last political ad that I saw that called this guy a douchebag, that pushed me over the edge. No, you're not going to get who to vote for from me. And I got some emails from people saying, hey, talk about political candidates. I'm not going to do that the night before an election. How dare you fucking waste your fucking vote and then think you're going to come and get information from me. I'm not here to fucking provide you with fucking cliff notes on the fate of the universe because you're a moron. Think, oh, politics doesn't fucking affect me. Yes, it does, you idiot. That's why, every day when you're sitting around the kitchen table and you're bitching like, oh, things are the same, because you keep on voting the same. You keep on doing the same dumb shit. All right, let's not go there. I said I was going to be soft today. So I just want to make sure that no one's coming here for that kind of information. The third thing I'll talk about is I just kind of want to fill people in on where I want to go with this. Apologize. I promised big things for this. I still have big plans. I went and got a job to help support those plans. But I want to talk briefly about that and kind of help people understand that supported me, that I haven't forsaken you. So let's get into the elephant in the room, which is where the fuck have I been? I had several things happen to me. Number one, personal growth happened, and what that means is doing this podcast puts me out in the public sphere in a way. And so there's a certain amount of authenticity that I believe is required to put yourself out in public without looking like a complete moron or a fraud. And so for a long time, I was doing that. And right up until the time about in April, when I kind of was running out of steam, of course, people suggested this might happen because Trump wasn't elected. And the fire that fueled me, the fuel that fired me, the fuel that fired me kind of ran with that anger. And so, of course, I had to find other things to talk about. And I have a lot to talk about. It's just that I kind of was losing my mojo. I had to start editing my own videos and watching my own self talk. And that was pretty frustrating. And so there was a lot of kind of looking at yourself on camera after a while, and editing my videos kind of did some shit to me. And then also validation seeking kind of sucks too, because as I have said before on this podcast, validation is one of my kind of unfortunately effects of the childhood trauma I experienced. And so validation seeking is something I often do. And so this podcast, I had to be careful with this live stream that I wasn't doing it for the wrong reasons. And so I had to take a break and reevaluate. Like, is this getting me? Is this pumping my ego? Or is this really fucking making, is it only good for me, or is it good for other people? And so I kind of had to evaluate, where am I going with this? And is this just my vlog, diaring, ranting, raving stream that no one gives a fuck about? Or is it going to be something that I can build into something that has a voice and actually can make change for people that can't do it themselves? And so I had to go through that. I went through this whole thing, and you're probably listening like, dude, I don't give a shit. Well, guess what? This is for me too. I need to get this on my chest because I feel indebted to the people that supported me and got me here. And I have to help them understand what happened. What the fuck happened? Well, it started out with, first of all, taking a normal break. That 2 weeks, started doing some evaluation, started doing some video editing, watching myself on camera, watching my voice, listening to my voice, hearing me say these things, watching me use this foul language, make crass jokes. And it kind of wore on me. I'm like, the fuck am I doing? Is this my legacy? I mean, I'm angry. And of course, people liked it, and it was fucking charming. And everybody, at one point, several months, I had over 100,000 people tuning in, or what they call reach on Facebook, 100,000 people. So, I show that to an advertiser, and they get excited because that's a lot of people. And so, I was going through this time where I'm like, I got to get back online. Of course, it's good for me. I ended up picking up a job because I want to support Smash the Party. I didn't really want to work. Quite frankly, I don't want to work, just like everyone else probably, although some people get off on working. That being said, I'm a workaholic, so fuck off before you call me lazy. And I'm not proud of the workaholic. It's a coping mechanism, which, again, this is all things that I'm becoming self-aware of, and hopefully will help me be put a better show together, because I'm a little more confident in who Nate Bomberger is, but also I know who I am. I know my flaws. I've been in therapy for 2 years now, and probably the latest within the last 6 months since I took a break from Smash the Party, kind of upped my game in my therapy. And what I mean by that is I decided to be completely honest with my therapist. And some of you out there probably get a little nervous that I'm going to tell your secrets. And that's not my point. My point is that I need to get completely honest for myself. And being on this show and doing this thing, it's something that I believe in. And if I'm on here trying to be authentic and I'm having personal problems and not being the true Nate, then you're going to get a fake Nate. You're going to see that. And that's not going to be something that I'm going to be proud of. I don't give a fuck if I have 10 million followers and it's fake and it's shitty. I don't give a fuck. I mean, look at Alex Jones. He has all those followers, and he's now losing money because he's a fucking idiot and he's talking shit and he's not speaking the truth. So I kind of went through this existential crisis of like, all right, I'm middle-aged. I'm not young. I have no tits. I'm not that attractive as far as physique. I can't be putting out my pecs to try to get wants and likes and all that stuff. And so I have to actually try to use my brain to figure out how I can tap into getting people's attention while also trying to be authentic and true. So that's a tough thing, because, it'd be easy for me to just take the road of pulling the Stephen Colbert and just saying, hey, look, I'm a black conservative and it's a farce, it's a parody. I couldn't even fucking do it. I couldn't even fake it because some of the viewpoints they have. But again, it's, I was going through this crisis. What am I doing this for? Am I getting any traction? I was getting traction. I was getting a lot of traction, actually, and that kind of made me nervous. And then, so I started evaluating, like, what am I doing? Looking at the whole aggregate, amount of content that I create, which is a ton of content. I was like disappointed with myself. And then I began the normal ritual, which has been my MO, which is to, as the Catholics say, the flagellation or whatever. Is it flagellate? Is that fart? Whatever that thing is with the whip that they do. I do that internally, and I've done it for all my life, and it's a horrible, horrible side effect of trauma. But I started doing that self-mutilation of beating myself up and saying, oh, dude, you're a piece of shit. You're fucking, what an embarrassment you are. And so I kind of started just hating my own content. I was loathing Smashing the Party. And even the blog posts, I'd reread them and I'd be like, oh my God, you're such a horrible writer. So I did that for a couple months, believe it or not. And I beat myself up and I continued to kind of go and act as if things were normal. And, it's this perfectionist bullshit, imposter bullshit that I deal with. And I kind of just beat myself up until the point where I was like, all right, I can't get on camera because nothing I'm doing is going to be perfect. And so today I actually was like, I got to get on. I don't care. I don't have my sound right. Nothing's right. But I need to get back on to kind of put a flag in the sand to say enough, stop being a pussy. And also that I've come to the conclusion that no one really cares as much about me as I think they do, which is awesome, which is good because here I am thinking, oh my God, everyone's thinking all these things and no one's fucking going to bed like, oh my, this guy that's doing the podcast, this random person, he's awful. And it's just, I can't sleep because he's so awful. I mean, that's kind of the things that you put in your head, like, wow, the world's stopping for me and how awful I am. And it's somewhat of a little bit of a narcissistic kind of pattern there, but more of a self kind of, kind of how I have dealt with myself for so long is I mutilate myself. And so, look, I'm not going to make this a sad story for you. I promise. The reason I'm telling you this stuff is because this is what held me back. When I get on here and I look at some of those old things, that was really me getting mad. And I couldn't get on here and just fake anger or feign kind of passion for something if I was struggling internally with my own demons. And what those demons were everything from just kind of killing myself internally, using my own, the voice of those people that raised me kind of saying over and over, you're not worthy. And then seeing myself on here as this is the last legacy I have. And it was just it just ate me up. I just was getting so frustrated. I'm like, well, most of the people that listen to me don't even give a fuck. And really, Facebook is a horrible place for politics. And so I'm like, what a piece of shit you are. And this is the kind of stuff I would do to myself, and I would just beat myself up. And it became, less about making change and more about me kind of like, am I even worthy of getting on this microphone and talking to people? Because I'm not really living my true self, and I'm kind of struggling with my own kind of, coping mechanisms and demons from everything that's going on and my frustrations. And I'll get into all that stuff. You continue to listen, you'll learn more about me. But my point is that the reason I took such a long break was because I couldn't get my shit together. I could not get back on here and feel I was being authentic without being in a show or being performative. And I'm just done with that shit. I can't be fake. And I really care about, I say I care about people. I feel like the reason for this show really, or the reason why I started this was because I think that everyone should have the ability to live the life they want to live, period. Give a fuck. Doesn't matter what your color is. Doesn't matter what your fucking sex is, who you fuck. Consensual adults, all fucking goes. Everything goes. I don't care. And so, there's a lot more people that really need to understand, like, hey, look, it really doesn't matter. Politics is just about like making sure that we all get what we think we're entitled to or what's fair, right? What's equitable. And we have systems in place that suck. And looking at all this stuff, my brain absorbing the whole system and then looking at my little minute contribution for yelling and screaming on the internet. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? You're a joke. You're a joke. So I told myself I was a joke for months. And I criticized myself. I stopped writing. I basically just beat myself up to the point where, people see me out, they see me happy, but I'm like, what a disappointment I am. What a disgrace. And I started to realize that this person that's putting himself on camera is, mutilating themselves off camera, like I have for most of my life. But then it also takes away from me even becoming passionate and caring about other people when I'm having to deal with my own struggles. So, look, if you check in, you're like, what the fuck, man? I came for the excitement, politics. I'm sorry. This is my show. This is what I wanted to come back and tell you about, why there was a delay, and help you understand that, like, I love doing this. Even now as I'm talking, I feel kind of that release and that energy kind of come back to me of confidence when I'm talking. But then when I watch myself afterwards, for months, it was just hard. And I'm like, then I look at some of the things people said and some of the people that say they're my friends that wouldn't support me. And I just, by the way, this isn't a guilt trip for anybody. This is not a fucking guilt trip. This is just me being fully transparent on, I was fully operational, functioning member of society, working a job, just got a new job. Everything's great, killing it at my job. But internally, I was struggling with, like, what's my purpose? What the fuck am I doing? I'm stacking cash at a job that, sorry, job, you're just not that exciting to me. I know I'm really good at it. It sounds really cocky, but just fucking malaise of that job. And then, smashing the party. I want to have this big thing and I'm failing at that. And so that's what I did for the last couple months. I kind of beat myself up, and, there were some other things that happened because of that, which I'll talk about, but I'm feeling good today. And I will say that I'm much more self-aware of these things that I do to myself than I was even 6 months ago. But it is a struggle, and you will find that I'm also trying to use more emotion than anger. I got a fucking emotion wheel that I got from my therapist where it's like all these like colors and shit. And you can say that anger is more than just anger. And as cheesy as that sounds, it's kind of been helpful because, it's easy for me to get angry. It's easy for me to be pissed off and sad and then be angry at my circumstance or anyone's circumstance. But I want to come back into Smashing the Party with a little bit more emotional maturity and less F-bombs. Look, I love the act and I love the word. Sorry, mom, but fucking is great, right? The word's great, the act's great. But there's a lot of people that are turned off by that language, and I get it. And so I'm going to try to be more cerebral moving forward. But one thing I do look back on some of the old content that I did, and I'm proud of it because it was pure Nate. It was pure passion. I mean, every time I see I cringe because I'm like, oh my God, I was that. And that was me. That was real. And so I'm proud of that. But then the perfection, the imposter, the you're not worthy comes out and starts telling me that, it was all a bunch of shit and you're never going to be somebody because of whatever reason. So those are the struggles. And I'm telling my team this. I look at you guys as my team. You supported me. You guys paid, you supported Smash the Party financially as well as with the views and the likes. And I'm telling you guys this because I'm fucking human. I'm like a human being. And I know people love to smash, and I get really vitriolic when I get on my pedestal about the views I believe in. But it's hard work being online. You're like, oh, dude, you don't even have any followers. And you're like, Jesus Christ. I understand that. And that's why it's important for me to kind of go through this iteration now before have more followers. And the goal is to grow this, of course, for different reasons than maybe even long ago. I really just want to figure out a way to grow some change and actually make this something I'm proud of. And people can come to and reference it and learn things and all that stuff. So I have big dreams still, but myself, as I also have big dreams, myself, who is also me, has other goals and dreams, and that's to basically make make everything difficult. And so you've got this dichotomy of people that really believe in myself. And then you've got myself who is just a complete asshole to myself. And you're probably like, dude, you're fucking losing your mind. Well, I'm just trying to help you understand where I was at for a couple months and why it would have been a total shit show for me to get on here and talk about anything, let alone my personal life, because I didn't know what the fuck was going on. And a lot of it was self-inflicted, and a lot of it was things that I'm working through and I'm feeling great about. So that's where the fuck I've been. No excuse. It's not like I didn't have content. There's plenty of stuff. I mean, abortion, all this stuff happened, but I couldn't get on and really be who I was and feel good about what I was saying without going through some of the things I had to go through. That being said, I know you don't want to hear me go all night, so I'm going to talk about the next point, which is, what has been going on? I mean, what the fuck has been going on? I mean, since I stopped, they Roe v. Wade. I guess I'm going to lie and say the only political advice I give you is vote for Republicans, because they do what they're saying they're going to do. And it's awful, by the way. It's awful, but they actually do it. And I say that with tongue in cheek because, quite frankly, since my last podcast, Roe v. Wade is now kind of brushed under the rug and how do you say it, declawed, if you will. And now as states have decided to take their own matters in their own hands and suggest that women can be criminalized and penalized and maybe even put on the death penalty for fucking aborting a child, which is technically not a child, it's a fetus. And, we've got heartbeat things based on not things that are heartbeats and all kinds of crazy shit. So there's a lot of shit. Elon Musk taking over Twitter. I mean, the one thing that since Donald Trump left that's nice is you don't have Donald Trump in the news. But since I left, literally all those stories, that's almost like what it was daily with Trump in office. And so you have Elon Musk buying Twitter, and you have all these things, Ukraine war, you have people taking sides on that. Why am I not saying anything about it? Because quite frankly, those things have been decided. If you're a right winger, you're fucking anti-Ukraine. If you're a left winger, you're pro-Ukraine, which is fucking mind-blowing, right? So all these weird switching and swapping of the party's cares and concerns. Now Republicans are all of a sudden marketing themselves as the party of parents because they're ramping up their support of school boards. And of course, the scary CRT boogeyman's coming to get your kid. Your kid might learn that America wasn't so fucking nice and shiny. So you've got all kinds of crazy. You've got the CRT movie, you had the movements with, taking over the board. I mean, this is since my last live was April. So since then, you've had, Biden, probably almost died 3 or 4 times. And all you right wingers that are like, oh, Biden, I'm not a fan. Trust me. But fuck if I vote for anybody in your party. I mean, Justin Amash, maybe. There's no way he's making it through a fucking primary. But so the things that have been going on have been extremely, important things that I'd love to talk about, but I wasn't in the space to talk about those things. I really wasn't in the space. I mean, I'm telling you, I was doing good and you see me out, I'm happy and all that. But, internally there was struggle going on of like, I'm putting myself out there for other people. And here I am just kind of, not living a certain way. And there's no weird, crazy, dumb shit there's no big scandal other than I'm a complete horn dog, but there's no scandal out there. There's really just, me, kind of holding myself to this unachievable bar that I always hold myself to, and then failing to hit it and then deciding, well, I'll just fucking throw my hands up in the air and just not getting on here. And so even tonight, I look at this and I'm like, you don't have good sound. The sound's not good. The camera's on it's my computer. But I decided I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it anyway because I needed to get the ball rolling. And I don't even know what time I'm going to do it from here on out. But I needed to get on live and fucking break this cherry and start talking to the camera like I did before. So there's been a lot. I mean, of course, there's big issues in play here. But if you know anything about me, I mean, the choice is so obvious. I don't care if there's 2 placentas and a turd running against the Republicans. At this point, I feel more safe with the placenta and the 2 turds because we know Republicans are just looking to roll things back. What the fuck does it have to do with you if some kid wants to be a girl or a boy? What does it have to do with you? Who cares? Why does it matter? Remember when you guys freaked out and said the world was going to crumble when black people married white people? Yeah, you did. You said the same thing for gay marriage. Yeah, you did. You said the same thing now for trans kids. Nothing fucking changes. Black people married white people and fucking the world didn't explode. Maybe your head did, but that's about it. And so you have these weird, what I don't understand is, I mean, they're only wedge issues. They're wedge issues that really, you know what? You encroached on my religion. Now all of a sudden I got to be a complete moron because my religion says that I have to believe that way, and it's fucking mind-boggling. Your religion doesn't say that. Number one, find a new fucking religion. If you fucking in a religion that says, hey, I don't give a shit about the next guy. I'm not going to go into it. You know what? I said I would watch the fucks, and I'm not doing a very good job with that. But so I talked about kind of where I was, just had to take a sabbatical. I talked about what I wanted to, you know, there's a lot of issues. I really didn't get into all the issues, and I don't want to use this tonight to be a political podcast. I really wanted to use it as a catch up, just to say, look, I'm alive. Here's where I'm at. Here's why I was gone. Here's what's there's a lot of shit going on. And then I kind of want to talk about how I'm going to address it. And I do plan on opening up this forum to have people that I can interview and have have other content and do some of the other things I had planned when I was rolling. So nothing is going to change there. But I will say that because of the location I'm at, you can't tell right now, but I'm actually at the Candy Factory and they have a studio there, full-blown studio, and I have access to it 24/7. I can have round robins now where I have other people involved. And so I'm looking forward to that, to actually have other guests and those type of things on. And there's been a lot of people that are interested in coming on and talking about it. Some conservatives, some Democrats, some people that just want to yell and scream on the. I actually got a message from somebody the other day like, hey, you still run your podcast? I want to get on there and do a rant. Well, unfortunately, my podcast isn't just a forum for anybody to get on and rant. But I think I'm happy to have people talk about issues that matter to all of us. And excuse me. Sorry about that. That's really I'll cut that on the YouTube. But I think the thing that everyone knows I care about is making sure that we have equity and things are equitable. And healthcare is one of those things. So if you want to come on here and talk about something and it coalesces or coincides with something that I care a lot about, I don't have a problem. But I get a lot of requests saying, hey, let me get on your podcast and say this. No, go start your fucking own podcast. And no, I don't want to just air your right-wing crazy conspiracy views. So, but I do plan on having more other people. I don't, Nightcap has been traditionally me ranting and raving at a couple of interviews, but I do plan on having some more people on. And if you're still listening right now, congratulations, because quite frankly, I'm shocked. Normally, I don't even have this many people listening to a live stream. It looks like there's 5 people, which is insane. So thank you. I don't know who you are, but thank you for you people. So I just want to kind of go through what I wanted to talk about tonight. First of all is, where the fuck have I been? I told you where I was. Just in my own world of shit. And, I'm an overthinker. I tend to spend a lot of time thinking about things I probably shouldn't, and scenarios, and it leads to anxiety and depression, all that stuff, which I've talked about before. But I will say that I'm a lot better today than I was a year ago. And it has a lot to do with the fact that I've decided just to be honest with myself. I'm not talking about telling all my dirty secrets. I'm talking about being honest with myself. One of the things I've been talking a lot about as I talk about this journey is that I used to look at it like, hey, nobody's around, so I can do whatever the fuck I want. And really, when I start to, evaluate that argument, I was discounting me. Like, I counted. So really, when I was doing anything, whatever it may be, not think shady to not shady, whatever it is, I'm watching. I count. And so this is a big revelation for me lately, in that I'm just like, you know what? Fuck you, dude. You actually count. Nobody's around watching. You got to live with yourself when you're in the shower, beating yourself up and hating yourself for saying that thing or doing that thing. And so, you guys are probably thinking, what the fuck, dude? Yeah, there's a lot going on in this brain. Fortunately, that's the side effect of having maybe some extra juice, is that you overthink and you overanalyze every single situation, and you look at it, at least I do. I try to look at it like, what did I do wrong, or how can I improve it? And that can be good and bad, but it is what it is. So as I work through those things, you guys, I didn't want to do it on camera, but I've worked through a lot of that kind of validation stuff. I worked through a lot of the, what's my purpose, and trying to find my purpose in multiple things and not in, external jobs and those type of things, which is typically my MO. So it's been, I hope that what you're going to see from me moving forward is going to be interesting. And I hope that it's going to be even more transparent than it was before. I mean, I'm going to talk to you about my dirt. I've recorded some videos talking about some of this stuff that I haven't released, not because look, people like scandalous shit. I got a lot of scandalous shit, but I also think I have real world experience. I'm 48. I used to think I'm too young to tell anybody anything, and now I'm realizing that I'm old. I'm the old guy. I have a lot to tell and a lot to fucking, teach people, and a lot of observations that are valid, that are not incorrect. These voices in my head that I grew up with telling me that I was always wrong or nothing I said meant anything. I've kind of worked through the fact that I legitimately have good ideas, and I can create a legacy on this platform for myself, and can be something that I can be proud of. I'll be dead, but I think that people that know me will say, hey, I knew that guy at some point. Hopefully. Who knows? I don't even care. All I really, truly, ultimately want is for people to stop fucking paying attention to dumb shit and stop buying into the cheesy ass arguments that politicians make. I mean, they're literally telling you shit and not doing it. Republican Party has decided, what happened to repeal and replace? You guys bought that shit for so long. They've done nothing. They had power. Every time they can't do it, they find an excuse. The reason is because they don't have an alternate plan. Their plan is just anti the other folks. And I'll kind of segue into my last point on that note. And that is, as I go into this next kind of pattern, iteration of smashing the party, whatever it looks like, however it grows. And again, this is still the year of experimentation, as I told you. So next year it's going to be blowing the fuck up. I have to kind of wonder, the people that are in power and the people that we keep electing, why don't they want to make things better for everybody else? Why don't they want to make the sacrifice to run a term and just get something done that's good for their constituents, as opposed to those donors? And that keeps me up at night. Why does a good person run for Congress and then all of a sudden become a bad person? What is it? Is it because they're weak? What is it? So I want to kind of dive into that too, because who knows? Who the fuck knows if I'll try to run someday? Yeah, I'll run against any motherfucker who's an idiot. I don't have political aspirations. What I do have is I have the ability to just go against the grain of the crowd. And it doesn't matter the pressure. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if everyone's doing something. If it's stupid, I'm not going to do it. And I'll look like an idiot. I can tell you that. Growing up in a big family of a lot of people that thought differently than me. And I am who I am. And so it doesn't make me special. It's just, I just believe that there takes a certain amount of integrity or core understanding and truth before you can go and run for office. If you're running for office and you're just doing it because you want to make a legacy, like I used to say, and not actually doing it to make some significant change, then I think you're going to fail and you're just going to fall prey to the system. So anyway, I'm rambling. I don't want to ramble anymore. I want to close and say, I'm happy to be back. I'm not saying I'm going to do it every night, but this is the first time I'm back. I'm going to come back again this week. And I'm not sure the pattern I'm going to take yet, because I do have a job now, and that job is to support this job. I love you, and I'll give you my all. Don't worry. You get all my attention. But you are a job, and I will treat you as such. But that job is there to support this and some of my other ventures that I have going on. So if it weren't for this and my other ventures, I wouldn't be working right now. Honestly, and I know my wife doesn't like me saying that, because she's like, what the fuck? I'm cool with not working. I don't give a shit. I'm a workaholic when I work, so I'm not feeling bad when I don't work. I really don't. But anyway, so I just wanted to get back on tonight to say thanks for supporting me when you guys did. Thanks for being there when kind of I took a break. I know some people still paid and still kind of continued to support and fund Smash the Party, and I want to say thank you to those folks. And I'm not going to leave you down. I'm going to get back on the wagon, and I plan on doing some more shit and opening up to some other people. I have some friends, ladies and gentlemen, both, that are interested in getting on here and talking and sharing both views that they agree with me and views that they don't. So we're gonna fucking crank it up. It's gonna get funky soon. It's gonna get spicy. We're gonna make it work. But today is the first day to get back on the saddle and get back on the horse. It's a little bumpy. My sound isn't here. I probably I don't know what I probably have a comedy routine on the back that I was working on from something else. So I didn't really come in with guns blazing, but I wanted to just put the flag in the sand for this is the beginning of Smash the Party coming back, and you can expect more content from me, including the blog. I have to update the blog right now. It's the technologies. I'm running the whole stack on my own because I wanted to save money, and now it's basically a weekend. I have to fix some shit. So the blog will be coming back, and I'll be putting out some content there to support the content I'm talking about when I'm on live. So look, I'm going to wrap. I have no idea how it went. I probably won't go back and look at this video since it was an intro video. So hopefully you guys got something out of it. At least you got that I'm back and you got that a little bit better understanding of the fucking mind that is the genius that behind Smash the Party is also a fucking crazy insanity mind that has to deal with his own struggles. And so that sometimes prevents me from giving my all to this. So I'm going to work on that. And I've been doing better with it, and just the support that I get from everybody when I'm doing this is fantastic. I love it, and it makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm doing something that's meaningful. And I'm sure I'll get some messages, some nasty messages like I always do that says just quit, give up, and all that shit. Every single time I get those, but I ignore those, and I will say you guys are going to get to watch this journey hopefully again start as I go from a fledgling yeller screamer Facebook live guy to growing some kind of community where we can do some change. So that's my goal. Still hasn't changed. Smashing the Party still has an agenda and kind of a vision for how it's going to go, and nothing's changed other than I just had to get my shit in order. Ever happen? I know, fellow human, you know what I'm talking about, because your shit, you had to get your shit in order too. All the shit we got going on, it's hard to keep your shit in order in this world, especially if you love vices like I do. Joking. But of course, there goes my nose. That means it's time to wrap because my nose starts running every time it gets close. All right. That being said, I think I covered everything. Thanks for joining in tonight. I know it's not A+ show, but the flag's in the sand. We're back. We're going to try to do less self-mutilation. I get a lot of hits from people saying, hey, stop beating yourself up on camera. I shared with you what happens internally. I beat myself up off camera. So I'm going to try to work on doing a better job on camera of supporting myself. And if it sounds like I'm being cocky sometimes, just remember that cockiness is supporting and trying to put a good voice over the voices that are coming from the negative kind of internal dialogue that I have going on. And so if I come on here and say, hey, you're looking good or you're doing great, it's because I'm trying to shout out those voices that say you're awful and you're ugly and all those things that are horrible, which is really what prevented me from getting back on live. So look, candid moment from me to you. I am vulnerable. I am a fucking human. I have real emotions. I'm learning how to deal with them. I'm growing emotionally every day. I still fuck up. You're probably like, dude, you're still fuck up. Yeah, I'm still fuck up. But I love the fact that I'm not done with this journey. And if you guys stick with me, we'll grow this into something fun and maybe get some change to happen, hopefully, and also maybe some hearts and minds, because the only underlying thing that makes this a success is to see something happen that's positive for other people. And so whether it be helping them, get through or understand policy, that's great. But ultimately, I'd love to see Smashing the Party do a little bit more and maybe become somewhat of a policy advocate for different groups that don't have as much advocacy. So that's it. That's Nate Bomberger. That's Smashing the Party. Welcome back. Thanks for joining in, and thanks for checking me out. I am so excited to be back. Feels good just doing this. It feels like I can flow again. I was concerned about whether or not I'd lose my tongue. Obviously, I can still talk, but I was concerned about all kinds of things, like would I flail on camera? Would I forget what I was saying? And all those nerves that you get when you're doing public speaking. I was kind of nervous about tonight, but I just wanted to get over with and just put myself on there so that you guys know, look, and now the sympathy parade's over. You're like, what the fuck, dude? You were a hard ass. You were a badass. Look, I got to get real in here before I fucking get real on everyone else. So that's the point. So I'm going to wrap with that. Thanks for listening, everybody. If you have a comment, leave a comment. If you're happy to see me back, let me know. If you're not, or you tell me to go fucking find a new career, that's fine too. But I'm going to get back on here slowly but steadily, build it back up to where it was before and further. And so tonight was the first night I did it. I'm proud I did it. So that's all I got, everybody. I know I wasn't rambunctious, crazy Nate, but you got the goods tonight on where I'm at and where I'm going. And so we talked about where I was. We're going to talk about where I'm going. Are there other people here? My God, I'm in the studio by myself, and I thought I heard somebody. Big studio by myself. All right. Anyway, I don't think I heard anybody. I think my chair. All right. I'm going to let you guys go, and I'm going to wrap. I will see you. I'm going to try to do it tomorrow, but if not tomorrow, I'll do it Wednesday. I might just do 3 days a week. I'm not sure yet, but I'll notify you on your Facebook feed or your Twitter feed or your fucking LinkedIn feed or whatever the feed you watch me on. I'll get that information out there. So we at least popped the cherry. We put the flag in the sand. We got this done. So I want to say thank you to everybody that tuned in. I know there's more people watching live than ever. I mean, I usually have 1 or 2 people watching live. There's 4 or 5 people watching tonight. So thank you to whoever you are. I can't see you. So if you want to say a comment or say a message and tell me who you are, that's great. If not, thank you so much. I love it. And I'll be back and I'll make it more exciting. And I promise you, I'm going to be working with a writer here shortly who's going to be teaching me writing. Again, going back into that. We're going to crank up the volume on everything here and get this back up to where it needs to be now that I'm over my fear and I'm done with my self-loathing. Listen, give me I don't have an outro. I don't have a good outro. So see you guys later, I guess. I'll be back this week. Thanks for checking in. Love you. I love you. Is that okay? I love you.